Welcome back, class. This is 4.1 Sequences Notes Part 1 on the explicit rule. Go ahead and turn your notes to page 2. On page 2, the explicit rule is defined as an equation that allows you to find any term without having to find the previous terms. This is what we usually use for our equations. So, for example, if you wanted to solve f of n equals n squared plus 2, we'd have to know what n is first. So they want us to find the first 4 terms in the sequence. So typically we just go ahead and create a chart here. I'm going to chart my n and f of n chart. And in every place that I see an n, I'm going to replace that with the number n. So the first term we're looking for is a 1. So n is going to be 1. And I'm going to replace all my n values with that value. Notice that I put parentheses around my n squared there to let me know that that's the only thing that needs to be replaced. Now, this right here is read as the first term. That's what it means. So the first term is going to equal 1 squared, and 1 squared is the same as 1 times 1. So we're going to take 1 times 1 plus 2, and we know that 1 times 1 is 1, plus 2 is 3. So our first term in the sequence is going to be 3. So, for example, I'll go ahead and write at the top. The first number in my pattern is going to be a 3. That's going to be the first term. Then I'm going to go ahead and find the second term. I'm going to jump around just to show you that the explicit rule can be used no matter what terms you're on. You don't need to need the previous term, and I'll explain that in the next video that you'll see. So let's try this second term then. So we're going to replace every spot where there's an n with a 2. And we read this one now as the second term. So the second term in our sequence is going to be this 2 squared means 2 times 2. So what is 2 times 2? That's 4 plus 2. So our second term is going to be 6. So our next number in our pattern is going to be 6. And then so on. So we're just going to continue on this chart. Since I don't have any more space on my chart here, I'm just going to do it on the left side. I'm going to draw a line through it, separate my sides, and we'll look for the second term. No, we already found the second term. Let's find the third term. So I'm going to take f of 3 equals 3 squared plus 2. You can go ahead and fast forward this stuff if you already get it and you're good to go. Then just go ahead and move on. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and finish this problem with you. You'll be able to try the next one on your own. So we have 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. So our third term in this sequence is going to be 11. And then our fourth term, we'll go ahead and figure that one out. Go ahead and plug in a 4 in for n. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4. So the fourth term is equal to 4 times 4, which is 16. And then we're going to add 2, times 18. So our fourth term in our sequence is going to be 18. So there's not much for you guys to be able to do. That's all you have to do. I want you to go ahead and try the next one on your own. So go ahead and pause this video right now. If you haven't paused the video, please do so and try B on your own. Start with creating your chart, and then I'm just going to go ahead and move on with the video though. So in case you already paused it and you already did it and you want to check your work. So I'm going to go ahead and replace, create a chart because they want me to find the first 4 terms Let's make my N purple this time. And any place I see an N, I'm going to replace it with my N value there. So I'm going to look for my first term. So I'm going to take f of 1, which is my first term, times 3 and squared plus 1. I'm going to go ahead and replace a 1 here, a 1 there. Don't forget we have to follow order of operations for this one, so make sure that we take care of this 1 squared first, which really means 1 times 1. And then they want you to multiply by 3 and add 1. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of this. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 1 plus 1. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So our first term in the sequence is going to be 4. So our first number in the pattern is going to be 4. And then we're going to go ahead and try our second term here. You're going to go ahead and plug those in. Again, if you already got this and you just wanted to check to see your answers, go ahead and fast forward this video. And I'm going to go ahead and plug in those. Now that you know how to do the squares, I'm not going to continue to show you that. This is 2 times 2, which is really 4. And so we have 3 times 4 plus 1. We have 12 plus 1 is 13. So our second number in the sequence is going to be 13. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue my chart here. Of course, I always run out of space because I write so big. But I'm going to go ahead and, pre-fill a lot of my information. So equals 3 times squared plus 1. See, I forgot to make these a different color. So go ahead and plug in those 3's. I know that 3 squared means 3 times 3, which is 9. And 3 times 9 is 27. Plus 1 is 28. And I'm left with my third term, or my third number in the pattern, is going to be 28. Now I'm going to do the same thing again for the 4's. So 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 3 is 48. And plus 1 is going to give us 49. And then our last number in the sequence is 49. And that's it.